panics as Walmart walks out of U.S. over tariffs. Food crisis erupt. Manufacturer famine. As you got certain truckers that take to TikToks and different social media platforms to display their discontent for the rising prices due to these tariffs, man. And people are getting ready to feel the squeeze, you know, because I always like to mention, ever since the pandemic came and left, there's been nothing but confusion and all types of turmoil in different places, man. And people are to the point of losing it. Actually found out too that I believe, was it Marvel Studios? I believe they went overseas, if I'm not mistaken. I have to double check that. Marvel Studios overseas. See. Yep, Marvel leaves Georgia for good. Marvel goes overseas to create movies because, you know, the cost of making movies here, even in hell, LA, they said Hollywood is packing up and leaving because it costs more money. Like Mel Gibson said that he basically had to fly the whole cast over to Italy to finish filming a second Passion movie because one day over here costs twice as much than going over there and shooting in LA in California, man. You know? So yeah, man, it's
Call all Yahawashi. The blood says an apostle of the great millstone, ruling time in this true, and sincere citation beyond to brother push this word through just truth and sincerity, risk and life for need to do so. Alright, and the brother bottom will come back here another one to the spirit, but Yahawashi. So luck you. And salutation out to the brother push this word through truth and sincerity, risking a life and freedom to do so. Alright, again, I'm the brother bottom will come back here another one to the spirit, probably Yahawashi. And you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians are the true biblical Hebrews, Israelites, according to Scripture and prophecy. All right. And today, man, we're going into just a follow-up lesson from the brother, Kansas City. Beautiful brother, by the way. Puts out amazing content. But I thought I would basically piggyback off of what he was saying. And the reason why I'm particularly picking this video is because literally at camp, I referenced this, man. We were going into this as well. Going into the food and all this stuff. And this is going to be work, man. Sorry, not work. It's not even just about the food, but it's also about the jobs, man. Everything is going to be coming to a halt, man. All right. And a lot of these people are just starting to realize a lot of their money is devalued, man. Okay. And this is why we said through spirit that silver and gold, man, aka in these modern times, that Federal Reserve, that paper money, even your digital money, yesterday price ain't today's price, man. The value of your money is decreasing day by day. All right. Something that was $2 yesterday is $5 today. Something that is $5 tomorrow is gonna be $10 next week. Something that's $10 next week is going to be $50 in the next 6 months. You get the picture, man. All right. And it's beautiful as brother went into this, man, because I was actually basically referencing this at camp, and he brought up the idea that Marvel Studios went and did. He basically was talking about not even just Marvel Studios, but like other production companies, man. They're literally doing movies in other places now. Okay, and I actually figured this out because a lot of these production studios, they be going to like Canada or Europe, and they have places that look a little bit Americanized, if you will, man, just to get the movie done. Okay, because you got to feed the cast, and you got to pay taxes and all these things, right? We know that, but yeah, this shit is crazy, man. This shit is actually crazy. But even these people in the society that are supposed to have millions of dollars, they're struggling. Production companies that are well established, even they are saying, this shit is expensive. So something is clearly wrong, man. All right, you clearly know something is wrong with this place, man. All right, we're gonna grab a scripture and then I'm gonna let the brother talk a bit more. We're just basically just gonna be going. We're basically gonna be going. What's the word I'm looking for? In and out of this video, man, just dissecting it a little bit, okay? And I'm basically just gonna be getting the main point. All right. Oh, it's like here. Yeah, I'm gonna be basically getting the main points, man. All right, but this shit is getting out of hand, man. And a lot of these people, like your brother was saying, they're gonna get ready to a lot of these people are gonna get ready to just, you know, say F it and start doing what the hell they want to do. All right, and this is where we've been trying to tell you guys where these laws are just gonna be coming to a complete halt, man. To a complete halt, man. All right. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 2. It says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, jumping down to verse 4, and the door shall shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. All right, that grinding is what you hear every day. Traffic, loud machinery noises, people chitting, chattering when you're out in public. All that's going to stop, guys. Okay? All these little things that we're used to seeing. Basically, basic human things. You go into a restaurant, you see a couple people that are having a conversation. That guy's having a conversation over there. This guy's ordering his food. All these things are getting ready to come to a halt, man. All right, it says the voice. It's lucky, and he shall rise up to the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of the musket shall be brought low. Everybody's gonna be brought to a stalemate. Okay, it doesn't matter if you have a lot of money, and we already know where this is going, man. With the Krogma, the Mark of the Beast, guys, we know this. All right, but everyone's gonna be brought to a stalemate. Okay, it doesn't matter your status in society. Even these celebrities, they're gonna have to take the Krogma too. All right, your LeBron James, they're gonna have to take that Krogman too. That selling out shit ain't gonna do nothing for them, man. They're gonna have to get with the program. All right, they're gonna have to get with that program, and they definitely gonna get that program because they ain't finna sell their soul and for all these riches. They ain't gonna let it just go for nothing. All right. So again, all the daughters of Muscat shall be brought low. All these businesses, all these markets, your car markets, your housing markets, your retail markets, your shipping markets, your economy markets, everything is going to become to a halt. There's not going to be no jobs. Everyone's going to be, you know, hiding or whatever the hell they're going to be doing in those times, man, because the times are going to be scarce, like the scriptures tell you. Okay? It says, verse 5, and when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and the fear shall be in the way, right? Fear is going to be in the way, and people already have fear now. They don't know what bill to pay. They only got a certain amount of money. They're all out of hustles and side hustles, the Ubering, the cash jobs, whatever the hell you need, all right? All those times and all those days are done. They're over with. And a lot of people, I can even show you plenty of videos of people saying Uber is not even worth it no more, okay? Making an extra $100 while you got to put gas in and you're driving so far from home just to get riders and all that. Man, this shit is coming to a halt, man. And this is what I've been saying through the spirit. A lot of these luxuries that these people enjoy are going to stop. All right? Going out to those restaurants, being able to keep a little money on the side. Those days are done, man. Okay, those days are done. All right? And the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and the desire shall fail, because man goeth about his long home, and the mourners go about the streets. And this is why they want to mobilize the military, because those mourners in the streets is what you call modern day protesters. Okay? So those are protesters, guys. Okay? This shit is going to get more ridiculous. There's people striking at their jobs. People can't afford rent, groceries, car payments. Everybody's on a damn payment. They're on a phone payment. They're on a freaking car payment. They're on a housing payment. They're on rent. They're on this. They're on that. Everything's a payment. You know why they have to finance everything? It's because they can't afford it, guys. And I also went into a video maybe 2 months back where I was showing you what people were doing. They were literally up and leaving everything and moving out the country. They didn't even sell everything. They just up and left. Ghost. There's literally a thing, I believe it's in Japan, where there's ghost cities. Okay, where people abandon them because the lifestyle is too demanding. Having to keep up with all those bills, having the nice house, the car, those are too demanding. And as you see, we get later on into these times, these people are gonna deviate from those lifestyles and try to be minimalistic as possible.
It's not looking too good, you know. But anyway, let me play this video real quick, and I'll get a couple of precepts, and that'll be that.
Trump told Walmart to, quote, eat the cost of rising tariffs so they can keep prices low for consumers. A retail giant is closing stores. Walmart plans to shut down 269 stores.
World's biggest retailer by volume and profit, that would be Walmart, warned today that it may have to start raising prices later this month due to President Trump's tariff policy.
The first blow came with little warning. A sweeping wave of tariffs struck the U.S. retail system, setting off a chain reaction that caught even the biggest players off guard. Walmart, long known for its promise of affordable prices, was the first to make a stunning move. Instead of absorbing the added costs, the company shifted parts of its supply chain out of the American market, signaling that cheap goods could no longer be guaranteed.
And that's what's happening. That's what we told you guys. All right, we've been told you guys. All these people are leaving America at rapid rates, even Canada as well. Okay? They're selling their businesses, they're selling their houses, they're selling everything they have, and they're moving. And I've literally watched videos where people are planning to move out of America and Canada within the next 5 years, which we don't know when the Lord is going to have this thing go down. But based off what we know and what we can see right now, based off the signs and the times in the heavens, what we can say is that a lot of those people are going to be very disappointed to know that they will not be able to leave. All right? That they will not be able to leave and go back home and do what the hell they want to do. Okay? And this is all a chain reaction in the market because companies can't keep absorbing inflation and tariffs because they have to make profits. They have to make ends meet on their end. That's how you keep a business going. Okay? It says, and the more should go on the streets and the... No, let's grab something else, actually. I want to grab another one. All right? So that's why a lot of these businesses, I already told you guys through the spirit as well, man. A lot of items are not on the shelves no more. Decreased what is that thing called, man? Quantity sizes in your foods. Certain name brands not selling in America no more. Man, it's right in front of your guys' eyes, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If you guys choose not to see that, we can't help you. All right? You know what I'm saying? This shit is inevitable, man. All right? And it's going to get to a point where it's going to implode on itself. This is Proverbs chapter 11, verse 28. It says, he that trusteth in his riches shall fall. You know, again, you guys are not trusting in the Lord. You're not having a cover in the Lord. You're not having faith in the Lord. You just think getting another job or, you know what I'm saying? Man, at the end of the day, man, this shit gonna fall, man. We already know that. All right? We ain't gonna be over here stressing about no goddamn job. That's gonna overwork us anyways. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to do what we do to make ends meet. But at the end of the day, man, that's what these people don't understand. They want society to keep going. Esau is trying to shut this shit down. Okay? All right? And I should really say Yahawah is trying to shut this shit down. He's doing it slowly but surely. All right? So again, he that trusts in his riches shall fall. You're going to fall, man, every single time. Okay? You're not better than the next man because you got more money in your pocket. It was never about that. The Lord can make anybody rich. You feel me? The Lord can make anybody rich. He can give anybody riches. He made people rich overnight. You can go read the scriptures. Okay? Making somebody rich is nothing for the Lord. All right? But the righteous shall flourish as a branch. Why is the righteous going to flourish? Because they have the Lord. They have the truth. They have that wisdom, knowledge, and protection, man. And understanding. All right?
What the fuck, man? Hold on. Come with me as I come leave the house. I don't know what the fuck going on with this, but hold on.
Let's grab another one. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 17. It says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. Okay? And the Medes is these other nations in general. Okay? It's not just one nation stirred up against America. America has made a lot of enemies, guys. Okay? So now you got to think of it too. Right? If people are selling to America, then where is America getting all this food and all this stuff? They're doing the famine on purpose. Okay? You know what I'm saying? And even if it's Esau or what, who cares about that? The Lord is doing this on purpose because the Lord told us that time was coming. The Lord is slowly bringing that judgment, man. Okay? The Lord's stirring up these other nations against America, man. Okay? It says, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Okay? They're not going to delight in that silver, man. They're not going to delight in the riches of America anymore. That shit is going to be a thing of the past. You know what's going to be? You know what's going to be delighted in? Okay? Survival. eating, okay? Even if they have to steal, kill, or destroy to get that food, they're gonna do it, man. Okay? That's the future of America, man. People are already stealing how many things now, you know? All right? People are stealing how many things now, man? All right? People are stealing how many things now? So imagine when everybody loses their job now. Imagine when everybody, right? Not only do people gonna lose their job, they're not gonna be able to provide and pay all these bills, man. What happens when desperation kicks in now? You know?
Three shelves across America had vanished. What happened inside the United States quickly spilled far beyond its borders. A chain reaction had been triggered by tariffs, and the shock was felt in Asia, Africa, and Europe. Shipments of rice, cooking oil, and canned goods were halted. Shelves in Southeast Asia that once carried American imports were stripped bare. In Nairobi and Manila, food prices surged, and families already living on tight budgets were forced into even harsher struggles.
Yeah, and you know the price of groceries has gone up. Like I went to Aldi last week and I grabbed like maybe 6-7 things. Shit, them that came out to $30+ bucks, and I had to go to like another whole other store to get different things. You know, because you know when you grocery shopping, you may get 2 items from one place to another. But this is all part of the Heavenly Father's wrath because He said that he was going to break the staff of bread here in Babylon because of the rebellion. And ultimately, this is judgment upon this wicked kingdom. So this is good news for us, but bad news for you people because as we were mentioning, you know, when all hell break loose, a lot of it is going to be due to food insecurities, of course, because the scriptures goes into it for the lack of...
Exactly. Because when people get hungry, and we've been saying this through the spirit for years, man. When these people get hungry, America's overweight as is. They're eating chemically based food, so their brain not even thinking. They can't fast. They can't farm their own food. So what happens now? You guys gotta do the math. What's gonna happen, man? Okay, some type of form of eating has to occur, even if it means cannibalism. Okay, even if it means cannibalism, even if it means eating a strange ass animal like a dog or a cat, like or a rat, like you know. They already freaking turned those things into a delicacy outside of America. Okay? And you know why that is? Because they can't afford to eat steak and luxury meats like steak and fish and beef and all these things every freaking day. So they be eating them low quality ass meats. Like cats, rats, dogs, monkeys. Because that's what they can get their hand on right in front of them. So what happens when America goes through the same thing? They're going to be doing... Man, these people going to be eating people, man. That's how crazy it is gonna get out here. People are gonna be killing each other for a piece of an Oreo cookie, man. People are gonna be chopping off their own limbs, like a finger, a toe, putting in a skillet and eating it, like the scriptures tell you, man. All right. It says, which they shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it, man. They're not gonna delight in money no more. These people are not going to delight in money no more, man.
Bread and great tribulation, the city should be troubled. And that's one thing, like he mentioned. I was watching, what's this guy's name? What's this clown's name? His name is Kyle Kalinske. And he was basically going into how the economy is just pretty much on the last leg. We're in a bubble. And he mentioned that slack in my mind, this slips me. But he was mentioning that even though prices in America and inflation when it comes to housing and rents and all this other stuff have always been expensive because rent never came down here, you know, made a couple of dollars here and there, but you've never seen rents dramatically decrease, but instead they go up every year. But he was mentioning that with consumer goods, you know, as far as retail, you know, grocery shopping and particular things you may need for essentials have always been relatively affordable. Like for 5-6 rolls of toilet paper now and tissue, that shit run like $8-9, man. You see what I'm saying? Olive oil, $12, you know, basic essentials that the average person needs, and he's the friedness of getting these things, man. So eventually people are just gonna go batshit crazy and they're gonna lose it. All right?
The spark that set off this storm came from the White House. When President Trump lashed out at Walmart, accusing it of betraying American workers, the fallout extended far beyond American households. Walmart had been forced to let go of its famous slogan of everyday low prices. The math no longer worked. Tariffs had erased the possibility of maintaining them, and the company's balance sheet bore the scars. By the second quarter of 2025, losses reached an estimated $25 billion. Those higher costs landed directly on the shoulders of families trying to afford food and basic goods.
You even got to mention those food banks, man. Them shits is overpopulated now. They can't even put food in the food banks no more. Because people got to keep, the food banks is funded by the public, man. A lot of them be giving like canned foods and shit, and then they be in the kitchen whipping that up for the homeless people and people that are short on foods. And now you have regular people. You have regular fucking civilians in the food shelters now. These motherfuckers got whole jobs in front of the homeless people that can't even eat, and they're getting food, and then they go home and cook something too because they only can afford one meal for the family. So now they got to go over to the food bank, you know what I'm saying, and eat that. Eat the food that, what is it called, that's meant for the homeless. So just like, Doc was just basically saying, okay, it's a ripple effect, triple effect, ripple effect, everything, man. Okay, this shit trickles on down and affects everybody. It affects the businesses, affects the consumer, affects the buyer, affects the economy. Once the economy is affected, it will start to it can affect globally, just like they just said. They said it affected Asia. I believe they showed a South African flag. Okay, I don't know what country it was. I didn't really see. But as you can see, man, this shit just gets deeper and deeper, man. It's getting worse and worse and worse day by day. And you guys see me, I'm consistent with the articles, and I'm never gonna stop making these videos where we're talking about not having work or food shortages, because that's prophecy. The prophecies told us that famine was coming. The prophecies told us that people would be starving and having a hard time trying to figure out what to eat. That people wouldn't have jobs. And this has been a reoccurring thing in every major society within history. When an empire is about to fall, these are the same steps it follows. Ezekiel chapter 7 verse 19. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and the gold shall be removed, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and gold shall not be able to deliver them in that day of wrath. You can't buy your way out of death. You can't buy your way, literally what they be saying, you can't buy your way out of poverty. Okay? Even America knows that. America, bro, they can't just print money to get rid of the debt, guys. You don't think they would have did that already? Okay? This is a deeper rooted issue, man, that has been done strategically, by the way. It says, in the wrath, deliver them in that day of the wrath of the Lord, and they shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels. Do you hear that? You're not going to be able to fill your bellies, guys. Why? Because there's going to be a famine due to the increase of, which is inflation, and the lack of money. Not only bread as in money, but bread as in food. You're not going to be able to buy food and eat anyways. Okay, you're not even going to be able to buy food anyways, even if you wanted to, man. That's how bad it's going to get out here, man. Okay? You see, like in the movies, literally, I don't know if it was Bird Box or World War Z. People said, fuck buying. People ran in there, full grocery stock, full cart of groceries, ran out that shit, ransacked it, ran out, didn't even pay. Okay, they ran out. And what were people doing in the parking lot? They were waiting with guns. They were taking their stuff, man. They were shooting people dead for their groceries, man. Yo, man, you people aren't ready, man. Because it is a stumbling block of their iniquity. It means transgression, man. The Lord put a stumbling block of famine and poverty. Those are signs of a collapsing empire. When famine and poverty, that's one of the main things. And famine and poverty also proves that you're in war. What is your economy doing with all your money? What is your economy doing to solve and resolve these issues? A couple months ago, I made a video on, I think it was China and Russia, how they were stockpiling 1.5 years worth of goods and foods for these times because they know that famine's coming. They know their economy is going to crash, man. So when the people go, no, we're starving, we have to eat, they're gonna ration those portions, man. I wish I could find the article. It's probably deleted by now. Okay, but if you guys scroll back down, I made a whole video on that, man. All right, let's play a little bit of the Brethren. We're just gonna close out. We pretty much made the point, man.
Soon, Walmart's crisis deepened. 10 major distribution centers were temporarily closed, and over 50,000 employees found themselves on uncertain ground.
Yeah, so that's a sign of a collapsing economy. When Walmart is backing up and leaving, that's crazy. But what you think they're going to do with a lot of those buildings, those structures? Because, I mean, you're going to always have Walmart around. But the ones that pack up and leave, what you think they're going to do with those buildings? They're going to turn them into concentration camps, man. Holding facilities for when people decide to act up. Okay? So, I got a precept real quick. This is the book of 2nd Esdras 6. And I'm going to start at verses 22. It says, and suddenly should the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses should be suddenly found empty. Suddenly means on the fly, quick, abrupt. So it's
Yeah, man, all your resources gonna be drained, man. Your digital, your cash. People got reserve tanks, as in like stocks and all that. Everybody's gonna drain their pockets for everything just to get some food, man. I'm telling you, man. That's what inflation does to you. It drains you. It rinses your pockets dry. All right? But the point's pretty much been made, man. I'm going to give all praise and glory to the Father and the Son, Yahawashi. Until next time, I'm going to say shalom.